Step number 4 of our construction process, the proposal, also known as a proposal of work. Our definition of a proposal is essentially all of the parts and pieces have been figured out. There is scope of work, which is kind of an explanation or description of what we're going to do, not necessarily how we're going to do it, but the parts and pieces that we're going to replace. Let's use a bathroom, for example, again. It'll explain that we're going to demo everything, replace certain parts, replace all the parts, whatever that may or may not be. And then it also has some agreement language in there, and then a fixed price at the bottom. So let's run through a few of these in greater detail. Plans and specifications. These are, as explained in the previous video, kind of derived during the design phase. In that design phase, we figure all those items out and what they're going to be. And that leads us kind of to that next step, which is the proposal. So we take those plans and specs, which have all of our selections, they have our design, they have our layout, our plan set. If we're going for permit, it'll have our permit set. All those things will be included in there, and that has already happened in the design phase. That allows us, so having those plans and specs allows us to know exactly what we're going to do, down to sometimes the smallest details. Which brings us to this point, fixed price. Our agreements are fixed price, which means from the scope of work and the things we explain in the proposal, we're going to do all that work as described for that price. Now, if that changes, if the scope of work changes, if the material changes, if we decided to go a different route, if we find something that doesn't allow us to do what we thought we were going to be able to do for whatever reason, it's construction, things happen, things come up, things get delayed, plethora of reasons, we can issue a change order. And the change order isn't scary. Don't let that kind of frighten you. All it says is, hey, we're going to take out or add or maybe adjust that scope of work, that plan set, that specification item, and we're going to implement this new item based on the change order language. Could be as simple as saying, let's say the toilet that we ordered this happened recently. The toilet we ordered came with a broken tank. Oh, bummer, right? Well, how about we do this? Let's go to the supply house. Let's just grab a new one. It's not the exact same model. It's a very similar price. Here's the change order. The adjustment is a subtraction of $15. Maybe it's a slightly less expensive toilet. Could have been a Toto down to American Standard or something like that. So it can go up or down. Just depends on what it calls for. So fixed price, I think, gives our clients, our customers, kind of a solid foundation to stand on, knowing, hey, we're going to get all this work for this price, and we like that. We're comfortable with that. We think we're going to get value in that, and we want to move forward. I think it can get a little tricky in our space, remodeling specifically, with guys who do cost plus methods. I'll explain that in a different video, but just know that cost plus needs to be handled by a firm who has really, really accurate and open and transparent bookkeeping and record keeping that allows you, the client, and them, the contractor, the remodeling firm, to say, hey, this is what it costs. This is our agreed upon markup. Here's your bill at the end, which can be a little unnerving sometimes because there's some unknowns there. In the proposal, we'll also have a schedule. Pending how things are at that time, we usually give just a duration schedule, meaning construction for your project is going to take 3 weeks. And what we do then is when we all agree on this proposal of work, we're like happy and let's move forward, we then solidify that schedule, that 3 weeks, into our sort of master project schedule, being, okay, it's going to come after Joe Smith and before Mary Anderson in August or wherever that time slot fits in. And then it can be like, hey, this is our start date. We already knew the duration was going to be about 3 weeks. We can adjust that as needed if there's some conflicts. It's not a huge deal. That is the general process or the explanation of our proposal of work agreements. And again, they are a standalone phase in our construction process because they get us to a really concrete document, if you will. It's a very concrete document explaining everything that we're going to do to go from old bathroom, as an example, to new bathroom for this price. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, reach out. As always, go to our website. We're always doing new things, putting up new content, new photos. Fill out a project form if you're looking to have something done. Happy to take a look as it comes across our desk. Hit like, hit subscribe if you got value from this video. Hop on over to the next one. We'll talk to you soon.